Am I live? Finally. Hopefully I am. If I got any ninja watches out there, could you give me a good or something in the chat to let me know you're present? Like me, the present. Oops. Got none of my stuff right, y'all. Hold on. Y'all seeing what's really in the background. Hold on. Oops. Wait a little bit more. Oops. Something don't look right. Okay, either way. Welcome back. I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna rewind. And then I'm gonna do my intro. Welcome back to Pills, Potions, and Poisons with me, NAllenRx. I'm a pharmacist. But I'm not here to professional capacity. No, I am not. However, I do have professional level knowledge and information that I can share with you guys. But there's always one thing I need you to remember while you're viewing the stream on the show tonight. What's that, Allen? I'm not your pharmacist. I'm not your pharmacist. I'm not your pharmacist. What are we talking about tonight? Y'all, I'm rushing. I'm just getting on here. I know y'all, she's late. Yeah. I am. Nutcracker practice ran over a little bit longer than you know. So there's that. What's going on tonight? What are we watching? We're talking about weight loss drugs. You would think that weight loss drugs is not really something that people are out here counterfeiting, but they are. Yes, they are. Counterfeit weight loss drugs. What is that all about? You know, all of y'all, when this first hit, first of all, what's the setting tonight? Let's start there. We always have to go with the setting, and it is Sundowns, Tennessee. What do we need to know? Tennessee is known as the what state? If you know it, put it in the chat. If not, you can just hold on a second and I'm gonna let you know. It's known as the what state? Tennessee is known as the volunteer state. Duh. Well, I should have known that. Should have known that. They are the volunteers, right? So yes, we're in Tennessee, Sundowns, Tennessee. What's happening here? We're gonna look at a short clip. This lady, 41-year-old. When you look at her, let me know if y'all think she's 41, because I'm 41. And I ain't just trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying 41 years old. But anyway, what is she doing? She's selling Tirzepatide and semaglutide out of her home. You would think, like, who's buying this stuff? Is anybody really buying this stuff? Yes, they're really buying this stuff. They're buying it. She was getting about $3,000, so many $1,000s a month from selling this at her house. How is she getting it? She's purchasing it on the black market as the powder. Then she's getting the diluent and she's reconstituting it. It's called reconstitution. That's the word for that. Y'all know when y'all get this amoxicillin and things like that for your kids, and we mix them up before we give it to you. That's what they're doing. They're playing scientists. They're playing pharmacists. They're playing compounding at home. People are actually using these drugs. Like, they're injecting it into their bodies. It's one thing, you know, we hear so much about the counterfeit, what do you call those? Oxycodone, the fentanyl, Oxycontin. You know, it's like, okay, I can see how people, you know, are addicted to those drugs. You know, they want them however they can get them. I told y'all this before. They do the same thing with the weight loss drugs. I told y'all. I know some people. I'm the pharmacist. But I ain't gonna say some of my, you know, people that I know that fill their prescriptions at the pharmacy. And if they see me outside, they see me in the grocery store, they see me at the beauty shop, they like, hey girl, y'all got that Zepbound in? I'm like, I don't know. Y'all didn't have it yesterday. I'm like, okay, well, we didn't have it yesterday, but today where I'm at, I'm out here, I'm getting my hair done like you. I'm just trying to buy a few groceries like you. So I don't know what they got in the store today, but I'll let you know when I get back. Cause they like everybody want to have a plug now, cause I am the plug. I ain't gonna lie. If we cool, I'll let you know. If we not cool, I'll still let you know, because y'all be getting on my nerves with that. But yes, so that's what we're doing tonight. We're looking into that. So people I'm not saying they're addicted, but this is one of the results of what could happen when people they have health insurance, right? Which most of the time comes with prescription drug coverage, right? But these plans are different, right? They, cover certain things. Some of them cover, brand name drugs for $20 or 90-day supply for zero copay. It depends on what your specific plan is. Y'all don't ever know what you're signing up for, but that's what it is. So when you come and you ask me, say, Nastasha, you say, and Allen, why is this not covering my medication? Why is my insurance not covering it? I have insurance. That's a you problem, and I don't even want to be mean when I say that, but that is a you problem. It's a you problem because you need to know what's covered in your health insurance plan or in your prescription drug coverage plan. Now, some of these drugs are maintenance drugs. You can bring your list with you or have it in front of you when you're talking to your agent on the phone and you're trying to re-enroll or you renew, or we do it all online now. But some of y'all still speaking to somebody on the phone because you want to speak to a representative. You want to speak to a representative. Like, I want to speak to a real person. Some of y'all still don't know if you're speaking to a real person or not because this AI, the way it's set up, y'all be thinking y'all talking to a real person and you're not. Okay. So, yes, when these drugs first came out, I'm going to get into it a little bit deeper, but people are desperate. They're desperate to get these medications for whatever reason, even though, some of these drugs, the insurance plans don't consider the health condition as a health condition. They don't consider obesity as a health condition. They don't consider erectile dysfunction as a health condition. So they don't cover those drugs. Some of them don't, unless you, do a little bit of finagling with the insurance companies and, the doctors write it up as, you taking this Viagra for your heart or your pulmonary hypertension or your lungs, then they might get it covered. But if you put on there as erectile dysfunction, they 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, they're not going to cover it. So what I want to do now is I'm going to show y'all a clip, show y'all what's happening as a result. Not only are people losing their lives, i.e. the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, which we're going to get into that too, but these are just, some different routes that people are taking. In their moments of desperation, they will take some drugs from out of somebody's house that they ordered on the black market because they really want these drugs bad. I'm talking about this. I know somebody. And you watch this stream now, you know who you are. But they were getting a prescription just like everybody else with this Mounjaro, with this Ozempic. Those two. Those were the first two that they came out hard. Now we got Wegovy, we got Zepbound. Now they're using Trulicity for that as well, for weight loss as well. Even though it's diabetes, because diabetes is covered 9 times out of 10. It's gonna be covered after you try and fail metformin, Actos, I don't know, whatever you're taking, glipizide, glimepiride, whatever all you're taking for your diabetes. And now try those 3 to 6 months. That's usually the window of time they want you to try and fail those drugs. Then we might consider possibly maybe covering your Mounjaro, letting you take Mounjaro and in the cover. The doctor can write it all day long, but that doesn't mean the insurance company is going to pay for it. So when you come and you tell me, my doctor wrote this prescription, it's like, okay, I know, I see it. We're looking at the same thing, but you need to get with your insurance company to see what's going on. So they'll let you know that. So let me pull up this clip for you guys. And I see we got a few people in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to recognize y'all in just a few. So let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. And thank y'all for all y'all night watchers, ninja watchers who are watching with me tonight. And on the replay, gang, thank y'all as well. Y'all appreciate it. Okay, so let's add this to the stage. It's a TikTok clip. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. Looks like we should have some volume here. It's up. And let's hit play. Y'all know we always like to look at the comments too. Let me know if I have sound, guys. Oops. Am I not hitting play?
Task.
Oh, okay. Let's go back.
The West Tennessee Drug Task Force is used to taking down hardened criminals, but this is a first.
Can y'all hear it?
Police department, search warrant.
Today's target, a single mom believed to be selling black market weight loss drugs. What investigators say they find inside is shocking. 330 vials labeled semaglutide and Tirzepatide, as well as several drugs yet to be approved by the FDA. John Carter is the director.
I was confused about that part. How in the world was she getting stuff that wasn't FDA approved? She probably getting it from Mexico or Canada or somewhere like that. I'm just saying. She got it though.
Director of the task force. She's mixing them here?
Yes.
How is she doing that?
She's getting them in a powder base, and then she's making them into a liquid base.
When he said it like that, it's like, ooh, she's getting them in a powder base and then turn them into a liquid base. She's reconstituting. She's just taking the diluent and just injecting it into it and this. And really, sometimes they be like inverted. And then sometimes they be like, you know, you can swirl it. And sometimes they be like, don't do nothing with it. Just put it in there and let it sit, you know.
And then selling them.
NBC News was granted exclusive access to the raid, the culmination of a 2-month-long criminal investigation sparked by public complaints that 41-year-old Emily Arnold was selling.
Emily Arnold is 41. She's 41. Okay.
Suspiciously cheap weight loss drugs online. Have you been selling counterfeit weight loss drugs?
What's that?
Anything you'd like to say? Drugs that cost $1,000 were listed for less than $200.
So that's the deal. That's the deal. Okay. So I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna talk because if y'all want to watch it, y'all can see the link. So y'all come here to hear me talk. So I'm gonna talk. These drugs, they $1,200, $1,100, they all over $1,000. Now, when they first came out, they had these coupons. They didn't know the makers of the drug, the manufacturers, the drug companies, the insurance companies. They didn't know how this stuff was gonna fly off the shelves like hotcakes. They, for some reason, didn't think that people were interested in weight loss like that. They didn't know. So everybody was getting it for $25. It's like your insurance covering it. It don't even matter because they got some of these drug cards. They got the Mounjaro. I have a lot of shorts about this. I talk a lot about this drug. I probably started talking a lot about this in the beginning, which I probably should have kept this up. But anyway, everybody's getting it for $25. They were getting it for $25. Insurance covering it or not, the drug discount card was paying $1,000. I know some of y'all was getting 3 months supply at a time for $25. And so we ran into an issue at that point. First of all, the drug companies, they were like, oh, okay. Well, hold up. We can't keep up with production. These people really want this stuff and they don't mind paying $25. They'll pay $25 all day. Y'all was paying more than that for your Phentamine. She said it. Y'all know Fen, but now they only got the Fen, the one Phentamine. So y'all was paying more than that for that. So it was what? $25 for a 3-month supply. That's $3,000 worth of drugs for $25. And then all of a sudden, couldn't keep up with production. That was the first thing that happened. The demand, supply couldn't meet the demand. Every time y'all come in there, y'all, get mad at me because I'm saying we out of it. We out of it. Y'all done had a 2.5, everybody was on the starting dose. No, we don't have it. When y'all getting it, we don't know. They have on there, like, sometimes when the drugs don't ship, they'll send us an expected delivery date. This thing had 99999999. Like, what? That date isn't even real, doesn't exist. So that means we don't have a clue when we're going to get it. Or if we're going to ever get it again. Because y'all already, they like, shoot, it's doing something. Some of y'all don't start losing on the 2.5. Y'all don't really start seeing nothing till probably about 5, 7.5, maybe even 10. I don't know. If you know anything about this, let me know. And if you agree with what I'm saying in the chat, you can let me know that as well. Okay. But I ain't asking. I'm just asking. I am asking for your input. I'm not asking y'all if I'm right or not because I'm right. I just am. I mean, I was there. I was there. So y'all was getting it. Then the insurance company was like, we can't keep doing this. And we have like a little, what's the word I want to use? I don't know. Oh, wait, we have a workaround, which is not a workaround because it would be, from my perspective, if they were getting it in the beginning was a workaround. But then they like, oh, we have a clause we can throw in there, a way to what? What do they say? Delay and deny? To deny? How can we deny covering this $1,000 medication for, how can we do it? Oh, this drug, they can do off-label indications. They have those that exist. Doctors can write a prescription for off-label indication. The off-label indication in this case was the weight loss. It was like surprise, kind of like with Viagra when it first came out. It was for pulmonary hypertension, right? What is it? Tadalafil, I be forgetting which is which. But anyway, it came out. It was like, okay, this is for pulmonary hypertension. But when men take it, they get a little surprise. What can I put as a surprise? I need something better than that. Maybe I do this. They got a surprise, and then it's like, oh, it does that. Let's isolate this compound, this chemical, and let's make a whole, whop load of money off of this. And that's what they did. So same thing with Mounjaro, and that's why now you got the Zepbound, you got the Wegovy. Those are specifically indicated for weight loss. But Mounjaro was for diabetes. So insurance companies say, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha. If you don't have diabetes, we ain't covering it. So do you find your little, pay $1,000 for your weight loss or figure out another way? We're not paying it, okay? We're not going to pay it. So now you run into this kind of problem. People like, well, they were paying it all last summer. I'm like, yeah, hot girl summer was in full effect. It was. I know it was working for you. I'm looking at you. I know it was working. Insurance not paying, but they paid it before. I know, right? They did. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying right now. And you don't like what I'm saying. I'm telling you, they were paying before. Now they not. That's how they do. That's what they do. Am I breaking up? Okay. So I'm just saying, let me go and play the rest of this video because I'll be talking too much.
We've made several undercover buys. She mixed it all for us into syringes. We sent those off for testing.
Anything you'd like to say?
Drugs that cost $1,000 were listed for less than $200.
We've made several undercover buys. She mixed it all for us into syringes. We sent those off for testing. They tested for nothing on the first one.
So she was selling nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I hear that. Hold up.
$185 worth of nothing. The second one.
They say, okay. Then this was another problem you run into with the counterfeit drugs. You don't know what the hell you getting or if you getting anything at all. Okay. She was just first time she probably just giving them saline. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She was giving them like probably just plain old saline solution. The diluent, the stuff that you diluted with, that you mix it up with, what do you say? Mix it up with, the reconstitute with. There was nothing in there. Y'all wasn't getting no Zepbound. Y'all wasn't getting no semaglutide. Y'all was getting nothing. Y'all were getting nothing. But placebo effect had y'all thinking, oh, yes. I mean, my sister was losing weight when she was taking this. You know, my auntie, my mama, my uncle, because uncles was taking it too. They was taking it too. They still taking it. So don't let them make y'all feel like, you know, it's just sis. No, it's brother too. Yes, and uncle. Yes, they always taking it. So you get a counterfeit drug, and this is kind of almost like the expired drugs. I'm like, y'all don't know what you're going to get. Or if you get anything at all, you don't know what it's going to do. So when you buy an injectable drug, you can buy, even if you buy pills, but an injectable drug, I'm skeptical about that. I didn't even like, I'm going to be honest, when the compounded pharmacies, like I know somebody, I know a lot of people that do a lot of different things above and below board, you know. I know all kind of people, you know. You got to know all kind of people. And I'm like, they sent this like that? They sent you the vial and they sent you the diluent and they sent you syringes too? You got to do it yourself? What? I mean, you don't have to be smarter than a fifth grader to do it. You don't. I mean, it's just, you know, it's simple, but it's like, I don't want mine. I want mine all together. But so yeah, so some of them spending, you know, it's less than $1,000 buying it out the kitchen at somebody's house. You paying $100, $200, but that money could be wasted as well because you could be getting saline, or in other words, you could be getting nothing. Okay, you didn't have nothing.
However, does appear to be legitimate.
It was a good counterfeit.
A good counterfeit.
The next batch.
Arnold has been charged with 4 felonies and a misdemeanor, including impersonating a licensed professional. Her attorney tells NBC News she will plead not guilty. Investigators allege Arnold's illicit business went beyond this one house, and that the vials she was mixing herself were also being sold.
First of all, and the Sprite's in the fridge, the boy at the pharmacy come up in there and she got that joint set up like that. Oh my God, was she injecting Sprite into some people? I'm going too far, I know it. Y'all don't know what y'all was getting. You could have been getting Sprite time. Oh, yeah, Allen, there you go. But who even knows? Who even knows? Y'all see that Sprite right there? Can y'all see my cursor? That is a Sprite in their refrigerator. We can't have food in our refrigerator unless it's a food fridge in the pharmacy. Just FYI. Anyway, is it playing?
Sold to unsuspecting patients elsewhere.
Investigators just served a warrant to this wellness clinic. They're alleging it's one of Emily Arnold's many customers here in Tennessee and possibly beyond.
Investigators say they traced over 350 vials found at 2 wellness clinics back to Arnold. The owner of those clinics, who hasn't been charged, told them she believed Arnold was selling legitimate drugs.
Are you going to notify your patients now that you know?
Absolutely. According to investigators, the clinic's owner said they would buy from Arnold when their supply ran out.
Their patients had no idea that they were being given black market drugs.
They had no idea.
That's shocking.
If I'm a customer or a client, I'm going to be angry.
If you're a weight loss patient, how do you have confidence in what you're injecting?
You don't.
You got about a real
Experts
thing.
point to a growing and potentially harmful wave of black market weight loss drugs driven by high prices and a nationwide obesity epidemic. The question, just how many illicit operations are out there? Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News, Medina, Tennessee.
Y'all, listen. Somebody said, wasn't this a South Park episode? How dare you sell a product and make money if the pharmaceutical company or government isn't making money? How many years has it been? 41. They like saying the same thing I'm saying. Doesn't the insurance companies do this? Y'all, listen to me. Those wellness clinic owners need to be charged ASAP. Now, listen to me. Let me talk about that, okay? Let me talk about that. I told y'all, if y'all remember in a previous stream, if you're returning viewers, and thank y'all for returning. If you are, thank you so much. You know, I love y'all, and I appreciate you. Thank y'all for coming. That, you know, I got this low iron situation, right? And every time I go, every time I was going, I was getting it at the hospital, right? Private hospital, you know, Baptist, not these chain hospitals, you know, the real ones, the good ones. I got insurance, which I told y'all too that my company, we only had options to choose from was UnitedHealthcare. So first time I went, it was like, okay, they gonna let you know before they even do anything to you that at the hospital. They like, hey, look, okay, this is what your insurance pay for. I'm like, cool. This is the good kind, right? They like, yeah, you're going to do a 4-hour infusion. I'm like, good. Because I can't keep taking out work like that. I got to work. So, you know, let's do a 4-hour infusion all in one whop. You know, I'm like, and I go in there. They give me, you know, my pre-meds, you know, Benadryl, Tylenol, all that stuff. They test me out, see if I'm going to have a reaction to a little sample of it. And then once they see I'm okay, then they're going to start the 4-hour infusion. You know, it's going in my body. Like they just pumping it in over, you know, 4 hours. I'm sitting there, I'm eating sandwiches, I'm talking. I don't want to talk because I don't like to socialize. Plus, I was halfway getting sleepy anyway because of the Benadryl. But I really did like hanging out up in there. I like the people that work there, and I like the people that were patients like me at the time. And so, you know, I did that like probably 3 times because I have my iron low. I ain't got no iron stored up. I ain't got no iron, okay? I'm looking pale right now. I can tell my melanin is not popping. But anyway, so then, you know, that was like the first 2 or 3 times. And I had a little bit of copay, but I only paid like, you know, $200 something. So I'm like, okay, I can swing that here, swipe my card. So then I got it 3 times. Say I got it 3 times. The next time I went, this is going into the next year. They said, okay, well, we're gonna do your insurance doesn't cover this iron anymore. I'm like, okay. And they say, well, we're gonna do 2-hour infusions. I said, so I mean, what's the difference? Let me look this up myself. I'm the pharmacist. Why wouldn't I? What the hell you mean? Yeah, I'm looking like, okay. I'm like, okay, so this is just as good. Got just as much as whatever I need. You know, so okay, I gotta be off work 2 times, but whatever. And just like the other times, they gave me the Benadryl. They tested it out. They did, you know, their due diligence. They did everything the way I felt like it was cool. So, okay. And I knew it was working because when I got left, before I even left out of there good, I was feeling better. I'm telling you, when my iron is low, when it gets low, I can't walk 6 feet without having like shortness of breath. I ain't gonna lie, guys. It's something else. Like that iron, it really like is important in your body. It's important. I'm sure for that. Iron is important, you know. It's very important. Okay. So I will feel a difference before I can leave out of there good. Okay. And they will unhook me. They used gloves. Everything was right. The last time I went, this fast forward to 2-3 years later, you know, to now, a couple months ago, they called me, you know, they checked my iron. They're like, you low. I'm like, I know it. I could tell when my iron is low. Then they say, okay, well, they're going to call me from the infusion place. I said, why they saying the infusion place like that? Am I not going to the same place I've always been going to? Because they do call me when they set up the appointment. They're like, okay, you available on this date? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you'll have a copay of this amount. This is how much you pay when you come. And, you know, that's it. UnitedHealthcare had already, you know, did what they needed to do. I'm like, okay, cool. They called me. I was like, this person doesn't even sound like they work at a hospital. What is this infusion something? I didn't like it. I didn't like the name of it. I felt like something in my spirit wasn't sitting right when I heard it. I was like, okay, so, well, you know, what's the address where I'm going, whatever. Okay, this is what time I'll be there. Do I need to do anything before I come? Okay, what's my, do I have a copay? Because, you don't want people like slapping you with a $400, $500, $2,000, $7,000 bill. I don't want to be surprised by this. And they have been spoiling me anyway at the other place because they were telling me like, okay, this, you're going to have to pay $150. Okay, you're going to have to pay $200. Cool. They didn't say, they said, well, we'll just, we'll look at it when you get here or something like that. And I was like, okay. I get there. I told y'all this story before. A lot of y'all told this story too about when I got there and they wasn't using gloves and stuff and they didn't give me no Benadryl and I didn't even think that it was I still don't know if there was iron or if they just gave me some saline or some lactated ringer. I don't know what they gave me. And I still don't feel I feel like I never recovered. I went and I went the first time and then I went on back, against my own better judgment and my professional judgment. I went back for the second, 2-hour infusion the next week. I don't feel no better, y'all. It's like 2 months later. I don't feel right. But anyway, I think it was a place like this. Even though that place right there, they buying drugs from somebody who buying them out their house and they talking about who selling them out their house and they talking about they thought what? How the hell did they think that stuff was legitimate? Somebody in the comments on this thing said those wellness clinic owners need to be charged ASAP. And I think they do too. Because you knew very well that who is this woman? Like, who is she? Just some random Joe Blow selling stuff out of her house. Where is she getting this stuff from? You knew this wasn't a reputable drug manufacturer or drug company. You knew that. You was buying it cheap from her. All y'all getting y'all stuff off the same, foreign website online. Y'all know that stuff wasn't real. And I'm a pharmacist. I told y'all. I be talking to the people at the board of pharmacy sometimes when they come visit. Sometimes all of them come down at once. So when they, I know I'm in compliance. I know them. So anyway, they like, I'm like, what's going on around here? Because I be being like, what y'all talking about? Because like I be seeing stuff on the internet and I want to know like, what's going on around me if it's something like that. They talk about this. He's like, well, these hangover clinics and these wellness clinics, they cracking down on them. Just like they had a 2-month investigation on this lady right here. Everybody else out here doing stuff like that, they watching y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm going to give you a heads up. They watching y'all. They know. And they like these people, they don't have, any kind of aseptic technique. They don't have any kind of license. They don't have any kind of nothing to be doing this stuff. And I know a lot of people. I'm like, y'all got insurance. Why don't you go to the doctor for this, to get your Mounjaro? Why don't you go to the doctor? They like, well, I'm like, that's not your issue. Well, they said it ain't covered. I'm like, but you actually have diabetes. You have it. You've been diagnosed. They were paying for your medicine. You had it. What's going on now? Well, I'm going to just get it from Sheila. And I'm going to get, 2 months supply. I'm going to get that for $250. I'm like, but you were getting a month for $25. Why won't you go to the doctor? What's the problem? Why won't you go back to the doctor? Just go back. Now, I'm going to just get it from her. Okay, whatever. At your own risk. Okay. But anyway, before I get too deep into this thing anymore, y'all, let me address who I got in this chat. What I say, y'all? What do I say? Regulators. Man up. I got Danny Omega. He says, hi, hey, y'all. And thanks to everybody who showed up in the chat tonight. I know this is a late stream, but I got to get it in. RPG says, nice hat. P3, yes. She's a gift. Y'all know I always got to come on here with a gift. It's the holiday season. Tis the season. We doing Nutcracker again this year. So And y'all know these holiday parties at work and stuff be going on. So I be trying to act a little festive, even though, I'm low-key antisocial. But I'm like, y'all open y'all gift up. Some of them be talking about they gonna go home and put it on the tree. I'm like, open it now. I don't like surprises though. I ain't open none of my gifts. I put mine under the tree. But I wanted to see them open it. I might post some of that stuff on YouTube too. But anyway, thanks RPG for supporting. Answers yes to the sound says, oh, I can't remember what that. Oh, because for the ones who got the placebo, y'all gotta be careful. You can't just you think because you ain't buying crack or fentanyl off the street, you think those the only ones counterfeiting. They're counterfeiting your weight loss drugs, Lord. They counterfeiting those. We got LG up here. She says Ozempic. Ozempic, yes. Almond eyes. Almond eyes. Almond eyes, cat eyes, almond eyes. What's up? She says, hey, y'all. Welcome, y'all. Y'all getting down talking in this chat. Okay, thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Who else we got up in here? That's, I just saw you. Where are you? One moment, please. He has a hard hat on. Where are you? David Bowen, what's up? I'm telling you, the winter skin. Yes, it has set in. My winter skin been here since the summer. I'm like, bro, I ain't got no kind of, I like to be looking a little melanated, a little, sun kissed. That's what I say about Nia Long. I like to be a little sun kissed like that. Just a little sun. You know what I'm saying? Just a little sun. Okay, y'all. Yes. Act a little festive. Yes, I like to be a little bit festive during the season. So I said all that to say, what people do when they're desperate, right? They want these medications. They want them real bad. They want their procedures. People want to live, you know what I mean? They want to live. And it's like, what are you willing to do? I have some questions I want to ask y'all. Pose to the chat. Okay, yes. Have you guys ever considered any alternative options, such as buying your drugs from anywhere besides the pharmacy? Because you have a medication that the insurance isn't paying for that you want very badly. We know how society is, everybody want to get in, and weight loss is big business, okay? If you gonna get in it. So they got all this stuff on YouTube before and after. Y'all know I like to look at the people working out. I like to see transformations. I'm here for all of it. I'm like, oh, they look so good. What'd you say? LG said, no, I've had money. I get everything shaped up. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay. It's for those, a lot of people do pay for it. They paying $1,000 now. Don't think they ain't, because they paying them. They paying it. And then, some people getting theirs out the kitchen. I mean, how desperate are you? How desperate are you? So that's one thing people are doing. They like, okay, I'm going to go buy it over here. People are selling it over here. I don't care if it's real or not. I don't care if it's a placebo. I don't care if they putting crack up in there, because you don't know. You don't know what they putting in there. And a lot of y'all could be setting up infection, because this lady just mixing this stuff up herself in her house. She had a refrigerator that she was storing it in. Cool. It's at the right temperature. Cool. But she also had a Sprite in the refrigerator. I just feel like she could have food on her hands at this place the border pharmacy guy was telling me about. They ain't supposed to be talking about. I probably ain't supposed to be saying it out here. But y'all know. Y'all see the people getting arrested all the time, so y'all know. He said this. He said, it's just unsanitary. They got syringes just out in drawers and, just all over everywhere. And they just take them out and then they just give them to you. Or, some places they do the injections for you. I'm like, ugh. I don't know. I don't know. So that is what this lady did. And a lot of y'all out here doing. Be careful with that. I don't even like y'all mixing up the ones for yourself. I really don't even like it when y'all go get it from the compounded pharmacy, to be honest. But I mean, they got rules they gotta follow too. I trust them more than I trust you doing it yourself. Or, Sheila up in Tennessee, 41 years old, got all this merchandise. She got stuff that ain't even approved yet. I'm impressed. But people buying all kinds of stuff online. Abortion pills. Oh, y'all know now too, just FYI, birth control pills are available over the counter. You can get a 28-day pack of the O pill for $20. So you don't have to go in you don't have to have a health insurance. Oh, I didn't think about that till now. Listen, girls, listen, ladies, young ladies, older ladies who act like they don't know no better. I'm telling you what's better. Now, if you out here, you getting pregnant and stuff, and considering what we doing with this, what do you call this? Roe v. Wade and all that stuff, it's unsettled. Here's a little bit of, light at the end of the tunnel. Before you get to that point where, you got to go to, I don't know. I don't even know where you can get them at right now. Illinois, New York, California. I don't know. I know you can't get them nowhere around here. Louisiana or Texas either, I don't think. You can't get them in Louisiana. Anyway, before you get yourself in a sticky situation, and I ain't gonna go too deep into that because, I ain't in it for the controversy tonight, not too much. But before you get that far, birth control, the O pill. Look it up, O pill. It's over-the-counter birth control. And I ain't talking about Plan B either. That's available too as an option. Plan B is still available. Next Choice, whatever the out brands are, they out there too. But the O pill, you don't have to have health insurance. You don't have to go see an OBGYN. You don't have to go get a pap smear. You ain't got to go get nothing to get these pills. Nobody got to write it for you. Nobody got to write prescriptions for you. You can get a 28-day pack every 28 days of the O pill for about $20, y'all. Listen. Get them pills and take them. Just take them. I don't understand what be wrong with y'all. Y'all rather go get a back alley. Can I say a portion of here? I can't say nothing. You rather go do that, risking your life, risking infection, all kinds of stuff. Even though some of y'all do still need to go to OBGYN, make sure y'all ain't got no chlamydia, gonorrhea, and all that stuff y'all be on. You need to go for that. But to make sure, ain't no little wham little bambinos, just take the whole pill. Take them. Anyway, there's my PSA. I'm always telling y'all about something. The old pill. Get it. Y'all crazy. Y'all rather be just out here just, I ain't doing that. Okay, so yes, that. I don't even know how I went off on that tangent. I was finna talk about Luigi. That's who I was getting into next. So when people you say what the other 2 days, you just gonna start the next pack. That's what you do with that. 28 days. It's a 28-day cycle. Most people have 28-day cycle. Just keep and pray. They're just pulling out stuff. Yeah, good luck. I mean, you could be a little risque when we have more options. But right now, they talking about what? They're eating your cats and dogs, and you can, have a baby, set the baby on the table, and your former president say they getting rid of them even after they born. Like, so, I mean, that stuff not real. So don't even get yourself in that kind of situation. Y'all be proactive, okay? And I ain't saying all on the high horse like I ain't made no mistakes in life and made some bad choices. I'm still making bad choices. Not like that. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Get ahead of it. Y'all rather just deal. I'm like, why don't you take birth control? I mean, you gotta know you could get pregnant, right? You know you can. You're like, surprise. Anyway, so yes. How was I gonna go into the next thing? I was gonna talk about Luigi. Let me get this key and pray out for here. You crazy, LG. We got dark humor. This is my kind of crowd over here. Thank y'all for being here in the chat tonight. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so what is next? I want to peel up. You say he didn't do nothing? You don't think he did nothing? He did nothing wrong. Okay, so that's how we feel. Let me find I gotta find my other clip. I had another. We're gonna talk about Luigi. We're gonna see what Luigi been up to lately. Lately, I've had the strangest feeling. Yeah, hold on just a second. We're gonna see what Luigi been up to. Y'all know, let's give a little bit of background. YouTube didn't let you say it? So, do y'all... I should make a poll because people ain't gonna want to say. Yeah, I ain't gonna want to say. He should... Okay, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that... I know most of people out here in the public, the court of public opinion, is like good riddance, But y'all know better. Y'all know better, okay? Y'all know better. Y'all know this man wasn't like the sole decision maker for this whole company. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. But how does his insurance work? The insurance is a problem. It is a problem, y'all. So let me see what's the latest update on Luigi. His mama said that she could see him doing something like this. What do y'all think he gonna use as his defense? Is he gonna plead insanity? Is he gonna stand on business and gonna say I did it for that? Do y'all think it's weird? Do y'all think it matters? Does it matter to you that he never had UnitedHealthcare? Or do y'all think it's just, it's a bigger, it's beyond that, It's bigger than that. Oh, this is what I wanted to show y'all. So they are saying that Brian Thompson, who was the CEO who lost his life, whose life was taken, that he was trying to do some type of reform. I don't know. He knew that the insurance company was all messed up and that he was trying to make some changes. But then it's like, but he wasn't. And how could he? But anyway, we're going to let them talk about it on Sidebar. Y'all know I like to watch them. I watch this all the time. So let's share this. Hold on, y'all. And give me your opinion. Let me know what y'all think about that. You think there's more to it than we know? I think so too. I'm just, my issue, okay, I understand the cause. Like corporate America, the rich getting richer, insurance is a scam, whatever. I get it. I told y'all. I don't think UnitedHealthcare paid on none of that fake iron infusion that I got the last time. Okay? I gotta pay $2,000 today. Okay, that and I also that's what else I had. Thank you. Elizabeth Warren, she also had something. That's what I'm like, okay, let's do that first. Where now? Where is that at? Y'all listen, Linda. Hold on. I'm gonna play that. We're gonna let her talk. This is the problem. When we watch this is the problem, okay? Y'all gonna be like, my jaw was on the ground like it was when we watched that other TikTok. It was like, oh my goodness. Hold on, where is it? I'm gonna play this. Then we're gonna get into it. I was like, what? She laid it out too. Hold on. I know I saw that today. How about I just type her name in? That will help, huh? Thank y'all for being here with me. You all appreciate it. United. Yeah, the Native American. Let's put up the air quotes on it. Yeah, her. Like, girl, I'm a Native American now for generations. My family ain't come back from Africa. We was already here. For real. Let me get this off here, G. Get me in trouble. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's go to her channel. Okay, so here we go, y'all. Y'all know I like to show the captions. Is it on here? I will speed it up a little bit. That's what the lawyer, I'm going to do the captions. He always speed it up a little bit. Playback speed. Let's do a 1.25. Shouldn't be that big of a difference. Okay.
So, Mr. Whitty, in 2023, United Health raked in a whopping $22 billion in profits, making you the most profitable healthcare company in the country. In fact, by revenue, United Health is the 11th largest company in the entire world. Now, Mr. Whitty, United Health Group owns the country's largest insurer, the country's largest claims processor, the country's third largest pharmacy benefit manager, a huge pharmacy chain. It is the largest employer of physicians nationwide, or controller, with at least 90,000 physicians, as you just testified. That's about 1 out of every.
Now, this is a different CEO. I guess he's of a different branch. Brian Thompson was the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, which is, medical and prescription drug coverage insurance. So this is not Brian, but this is another guy.
10 doctors in the country. Is that correct about your size?
About your size? Let's go back a little bit. The most played part is the very first beginning. I'm going to play it again, too. Might as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Whitty, in 2023, United Health raked in a whopping $22 billion in profits, making you the most profitable healthcare company in the country. In fact, by revenue, United Health is the 11th largest company in the entire world. Now, Mr. Whitty, United Health Group owns the country's largest insurer, the country's largest claims processor, the country's third largest pharmacy benefit manager, a huge pharmacy chain. It is the largest employer of physicians nationwide, or controller, with at least 90,000 physicians, as you just testified. That's about 1 out of every 10 doctors in the country.
Yeah.
Is that correct about your size?
The size? Is that correct about the size, baby? The size is huge. It's major. 1 out of every 10 doctors. The pharmacy. What else? So much stuff she named. The size is gigantic.
So thank you, Senator. But as far as the physicians are concerned, we employ just under 10,000.
Well,
and
as
the
I
rest
said,
And I'm gonna say this. It's like, where do they be? Like, the CEO, these people, they always they be from somewhere. Cause I'm like, who is this? They always sending us out these little, it'll be like telegrams, these voice memos and these videos. I'm like, who is this? Where is he from? He ain't even from here. Not that that matters, but, and I'd be like, how they get them jobs? They ain't advertising for them jobs.
I think you have control over about 90,000.
I would say not control. They choose to work with us.
Okay.
Just say,
Great. Because United Health has bought up every link in the healthcare chain, you are now in a position to jack up prices, squeeze competitors, hide revenues, and pressure doctors to put profits ahead of patients. United Health is a monopoly on steroids. The opportunities for price gouging are everywhere. For example, United Health is the biggest participant in Medicare Advantage, the government program that pays private insurers to administer Medicare benefits. With this web of subsidiaries, United Health is well positioned to rake in more taxpayer money by using a practice called upcoding to make enrollees look sicker. That is, noticing that a patient has a cane and adding a diagnosis of vascular disease to the medical chart, even if there's no clinical basis for the diagnosis and no treatment planned. Mr. Whitty, according to a 2019 investigation by the HHS Inspector General, United Health was far and away the most aggressive abuse coding practice. According to the Inspector General, United Health cheated taxpayers out of in 2017.
Yeah, do y'all hear it? And, whatever. I use insurance. Yes, part of my job is billing insurance. But I help you as best I can. I'm just saying. And it's about money now. And, they pay me too. I want, I'm probably part of the problem.
Senator, thank you for the question. I'm not familiar with that particular piece
the number
of work.
is $3.7 billion. And that's in just a single year. And that's from only 2 upcoding practices. That
Upcoding. Sometimes, though, when they get these, okay, a lot of times it'd be like with the opioids, they deny it. They only want to give them, 3 days, 7 days. They'll approve that without any, additional information required. But you going to get 30 days and you're going to keep doing this. They're going to want to, what's the diagnosis code? What's the ICD-9 for years? And now it's ICD-10. It's like, do we have, COPD or does he have asthma? Which one going to cover it? Then they be like, throw these numbers in there. Try these numbers. They be calling us. The doctor's offices. Oh, Lord. I ain't going to tell y'all. I'm going to be quiet. Like, what is it? Like, this one ain't working.
was 5 years ago. Now, as we speak, is United Health under investigation from the DOJ for, among other things, your billing practices?
Senator, thank you for your question. We have a long-standing practice of not commenting on matters such as that or things like mergers and acquisitions.
Well, I understand why you might not want to comment on it. Public reporting from the Wall Street Journal confirms that it is, although your company has not disclosed this investigation. In fact, yesterday I sent the SEC a letter raising concerns about over $100 million in stock sales that United Health executives made in the days and weeks before the investigation was revealed by.
So this is what they were talking about too. Let me come up on this. So she was saying about the stocks that were sold before the investigation started. They were investigating UnitedHealthcare. That's what they said Brian was doing. When they say the insider trading, they knew that they were about to be, start getting investigated. And they knew when they start, when they under investigation, a lot of people were going to drop them. Stock was going to drop. A lot of people wasn't, going to be on board for that. Like, okay, these people finna get in trouble. They doing something, the practice is not right. I'm not finna risk my license. I'm not finna risk my business. I'm not finna risk anything. If UnitedHealthcare finna, go down, I'm finna jump ship. Brian, on the inside, he jumped ship. He dumped out a lot of his stock, inside trading before the investigation started, which looked a little sus because it was sus. Okay, let's go. Just a pinch. Oh, everybody keep watching the same part. I want to hear the same part too.
That United Health executives made in the days and weeks before concerns about over $100 million in stock sales that United Health executives made in the days and weeks before the investigation was revealed by the press. And I'd like to make that.
This kind of remind me, y'all used to watch Billions. That show was so good. Is it still on? I don't know if I watched the last season or not, but it's good.
That part of the hearing record, if I can, Mr. Chairman.
Objection, sword.
Okay, so United Health is huge, and it boosts its multi-billion-dollar profits with, among other things, illegal billing tactics. And that takes me to the data breach. After the largest cyber attack on the healthcare industry in American history, quote, put hundreds of thousands of healthcare providers at risk of collapse, United Health is now using the crisis to expand its monopoly even further. For example, in Oregon, United Health tried to purchase a local physician practice, but faced enormous public opposition. After the data breach that we're talking about today, these doctors couldn't get reimbursed for their services, which pushes them to the financial breach. So what did United Health do? They filed an emergency petition with regulators to allow them to acquire the doctor's practice on an expedited basis. Mr. Whitty, will this acquisition make United Health even bigger?
Senator, thank you for your question. I'd just like to also put on the record that we, as an
I
organization...
had a very simple question. Will it make United Health, this giant, this 11th largest company in the entire world, even bigger?
As new organizations join us, the organization, I hope, becomes better as new physicians,
the question
for example,
is
join.
not better. We've already talked about your business practices. The question is bigger. Will it make United Health bigger?
As we grow, we become larger, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, United Health is using its own data breach to snap up doctors' practices that have been driven to the edge of bankruptcy by that same data breach. It's no wonder that United Health told its shareholders that this data breach would have, quote, no material impact on the company's finances. United Health will stop at nothing to grow bigger, bigger, and bigger as we speak. United Health is trying to pick the bones of Stewart Healthcare in my home state of Massachusetts, which was ruined by private equity and corporate greed. It is time for regulators to say no to these efforts to get bigger and to suck even more health dollars away from patients and providers who need it. For the sake of our patients, our doctors and nurses, and the American taxpayer, it is time to break up the United Health
Time, my
monopoly.
colleague has expired. Next.
Ooh, she say it's time to break
Thank you,
up
Senator
United Healthcare.
Thank you, Mr.
What they talking about? Oh, that's Wells Fargo. Ooh, they say, yeah, they should be okay. Yes, they said that United Healthcare should be broken up. Then we got Luigi. What does Luigi say about United Healthcare? Luigi is not specifically, from what I can tell, it wasn't just, United Healthcare. Okay, let's look at the 13 breaking details about Luigi. Some people think you're a hero. Some people think, a life is a life. Between a rock and a hard place. I just, when people get prescriptions, they, we just bill your insurance, okay? I wouldn't want somebody to come up in there, messing with me or do anything to me. You ain't gonna get to me anyway, because I'm like, you need to chill out, first of all. Let me help you, okay? Let's figure this thing out. Now, do you have insurance for sure? Now, some of this stuff they just not gonna pay for, and that's on you. That's not my fault. Don't come up in here, try and take it out on me. But y'all gonna do that. And that's okay, because I know how to deal with you. I know how to meet you there. And then, let's bring it down. Because y'all like to, you a small person and claims just doing my job. That's all, I'm in pharmacy just doing my job. These people don't know what we do. You think Brian know what a pharmacist does? Nobody knows what the pharmacist does. Y'all like, I ain't doing nothing but sticking a label on the bottom. Yep, that's all we doing. That's all we are doing. We got sidebar.
Others see as a hero. He's back in New York right now, the same bustling city where police say Mangione laid in wait for the CEO of UnitedHealthcare to walk by before shooting him in the back and killing him. Now, not only does he face criminal charges in both Pennsylvania and New York State, he faces...
Let's pause for a second. As long as you can do what? I beg your pardon, as long as you can do what? Keep your hot Cheetos in your basket and push it right on up to the front and check it out up there. You could even check out in photo. You can check out in cosmetics. Don't bring your Cheetos back here, okay? Don't bring them to the pharmacy. We don't want them. There's people back there trying to get their prescriptions taken care of and you know, get their drugs covered. They $300, $400, $7,000 prescription drugs covered. And what are you trying to tell me? You like, I just want to check this out real quick. I'm like, don't you see me yelling at this person and they yelling back at me? We try to take out some real business back here, okay? Take that to the front. I just got one thing I want to check out. Do you want me to kick that chip bag out your hand? A helicopter kick, a roundhouse, something like that that's going to look real dangerous and like, hey, don't play with me. Something like that. Y'all, it's like, read the room, y'all. I want to just check out. These people right here, I'm dealing with them. I'm on the phone. Chill. Don't let us be busy. Okay? So let me get back to the show. Y'all be making me so mad. I just want to check this out real quick. Or this. You better get a script with them chips. That's all we ask. And that's at the chain where I work at. Y'all go to Walmart. I don't think y'all can't check nothing else out at Walmart. Walmart pharmacy, you can't do nothing but get your pharmacy stuff, get your drugs. They ain't checking out some stuff back there. Now my store, you know, we ain't got the front end ain't big. It's the pharmacy that runs the business, okay? We the money maker, so they want us to do everything back there. So if you want to check your chips out back there, they be like, you know, let them check their chips out back here because, you know, they want your business and they need the money on the front end. But whatever. You know, these drugs, they still hot. They still making money out them. But they want every little, you know, y'all know how it is. I just work for the people, though. But I know how the business go, and I know it's about money because, you know, it's money. We all got a job to do. Okay.
Federal charges too. And the newly unsealed federal complaint is giving us a look at a potential motive behind the seemingly targeted attack. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey guys, so this is pretty scary. Did you know that children are being diagnosed to learn more? All right, big day. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, the suspected killer of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, officially back in New York City after he waived extradition this morning at the courthouse in Blair County, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is where, of course, he was apprehended days after the shooting of Thompson outside of the Hilton Hotel.
Did somebody taper his sides in there? It's like he got a haircut in jail.
Town Manhattan. And remember, Mangione was arrested in McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And when he was arrested...
It's this picture right here of him that makes me feel like he's not well, you know. Mentally, he's not. He's in his head, you know how people just be staring. It's he ain't there. Something else is going on. Now I don't know if he plotted his next move, but it doesn't give me like calculated. It looks like, oh shoot, what's next? What's gonna happen to me now? You know, like that.
Law enforcement apparently found this 3D gun, this 9mm pistol, silencer, suppressor in his possession as well, which authorities say all of this was consistent with the weapon that was used to kill Brian Thompson. And also found on him is what's believed to be the fake ID that he allegedly used to check into a New York hostel in the days before the murder. So what happened? Mangione arrived handcuffed in a bright orange gel jumpsuit. According to a New York Times reporter in the room, Mangione gave short answers to the judge when asked if he understood what he was agreeing to. The report from the Times also noted that Mangione was very expressive at the defense table, nodding, shrugging, raising, lowering his eyebrows. And in Pennsylvania, Mangione is charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm, forgery, and providing false identification to police. But he really faces the more serious charges in New York. So state charges, he faces 11 in total. He's charged with 3 counts of murder, including first-degree murder committed in furtherance of terrorism. That can mean life in prison if he's convicted. He's also facing second-degree murder, 2 second-degree murder charges. One of them also is in relation to terrorism. But here's the thing. When Mangione was brought back to New York, he didn't appear in state court to face state charges. No. He appeared in federal court. Why? Because he is now facing federal charges as well. The complaint charges him, this federal complaint that was unsealed, charges him with 4.
And it ain't just any pictures. These are good pictures. Like, it's like, put this on the cover of, whatever magazine, or put this on the cover of, the newspaper, the front page. These pictures are nice. And somebody tapered his hair, and his eyebrows are done as well. Because I could see him growing a unibrow. His eyebrows are shaped up. But anyway.
4 crimes: stalking, travel in interstate commerce, stalking, use of interstate facilities, murder through use of a firearm, and a firearms offense. And by the way, this is a complaint. Obviously, there will need to be a grand jury indictment. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But after the hearing in Pennsylvania, Mangione left the courthouse in the custody of officers. From there, he was put on a chartered plane, flown straight to New York City.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. And people like, oh, he cute. He's getting his hair done in there. Somebody is cutting his hair. Somebody is doing his brows. This is a fresh haircut. I mean, in other prison uniforms looking like this? Okay, anyway.
Indicates in Long Island was transported via helicopter to New York City. And based on reporting and photos that were released, he was heavily guarded by law enforcement. In fact, according to CNN chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst John Miller, quote, the security around Mangione today is because of what they've been seeing in terms of the public support for him. And their security worries about somebody not trying to attack him, but to try and free him from law enforcement. That's an interesting perspective, because that could definitely be the case, given this large outpouring of support for Mangione and the killing of Thompson.
This is a setup. I keep saying it. He doesn't look like, throw his ass under the jail. He's trash. He don't look like that. He look like, okay. That's who did this? Dang. Okay. I see. He looking like that. Then they post nice pictures of him with no shirt on. Then he look like he got his sleeves kind of rolled up on here. He got this taper up. He got an edge up in jail. He got his eyebrows shaped up like, he got fans. He got plenty of them. They like, yes. These people have raised over $100,000 for this man's, legal, whatever. His family got money already. He doesn't need money. They usually do that with people of my complexion. Yeah. But it's like, oh, well, he's taking down the man. It's a plot by the man to do this or that. But he's the man. He's on the side with the man. He's rich. He don't look like he's struggling or suffering from some health condition that he couldn't get any kind of treatment for. I'm just saying. Just like RPG said, our Caucasian king, he's our brother.
You've seen this amongst a certain segment of the population, those who have this resentment towards the health insurance industry, UnitedHealthcare and or corporate America. But that didn't stop New York City Mayor Eric Adams from being one of the people who actually escorted Mangione after he landed in that helicopter. In remarks today, Mayor Adams said the act of terrorism, the violence that stems from Mangione's case is something that will not be tolerated in the city. We wanted to personally be here to show the symbolism of leading from the front. He added, a person that uses a gun to solve a concern, if it's on a school campus or on our streets, there are mechanisms in this country for how to organize around those issues of concern. And he also said, you don't use a gun. So this hearing in federal court in the Southern District of New York happened. And what happened? Well, Mangione confirmed to the judge that he understands his rights, that he's seen the federal complaint. His attorneys apparently didn't fight for bail, as prosecutors were asking he be detained pending trial. But the defense said, we reserve our right to argue this at a later date. So to talk more about the details revealed in the federal complaint and a lot more, I want to bring on friend of the show, former prosecutor, current criminal defense attorney, Serena Townsend. Serena, thank you so much for coming on Sidebar. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so also, they probably gonna talk about this on here or not. I don't know. But just a little, FYI, while everybody out here paying for his defense, they got, so Diddy's lawyer, Agnifilo, Put the emphasis on the right syllable. I don't know how to say his name like that. Anyway, he's an attorney. He's the one that said, oh, well, people just shop at Sam's and they buy things in bulk when the baby oil situation came up, right, about Diddy. He said that that's his main, like his lead attorney, I guess. I don't know. He has a wife who's also an attorney. Guess who she's representing? Luigi. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? I was watching some show. I don't know. Y'all know I watch them all. I'm on YouTube all day, on and off. I was like, what? His wife? Attorney? For Luigi? Luigi must be high profile. Because, sometimes you can have money and they still be like, your money's no good, like a Pretty Woman. They was like, she was like, I have money. She ain't, they ain't give a damn how much money she had on there. They like, no, you can't sit with us. Sometimes you can't sit with us. You new money, whatever. Old money. We just don't want your money. Sometimes they don't want your money. Sometimes you can't pay enough, for some things and some people, certain situations. But they got money and they got access. And I'm like, Luigi, he must be somebody, or he related to somebody. He knows somebody who knows somebody. I'm just saying. That's who his lawyer is, his attorney is. I don't know, for the state, for the feds, whoever. But yeah, she's representing him. Meanwhile, her husband is representing Diddy. Not this lady right here. I don't know who she is, but
okay, so Serena, parts of the complaint confirmed information that we had seen reporting on, and other parts kind of gave us new details. I'll get to that in a minute. But before we even get to all of that, I got to ask you about these federal charges here, because my understanding is this could bring the death penalty. So I first want to start, and that's with respect to the murder charge. I'll get to that in a second. I first have to ask your opinion about the stalking charges. So we have the first stalking charge that is centered around him allegedly traveling in interstate commerce, namely that he went from Georgia to New York with the intent to kill and placed Thompson under surveillance with the intent to kill him. And then we have count 2, stalking with the intent to kill and placing him under surveillance with the intent to kill, and that Mangione allegedly used an electronic communication service and system of interstate commerce and a facility, namely using a cell phone and internet, to plan and carry out the stalking, the shooting and killing of Thompson. A lot of words I threw out there, but basically what we're saying is these 2 federal charges of stalking with the intent to kill. What do you make of those?
Listen, honestly, I think it's a stretch. And, usually I wouldn't say that. Usually the feds, before they bring any kind of complaint or indictment, they have a very strong case normally, especially SDNY. But here's the thing. The stalking charges have an element that must be proven, and that includes that he placed Brian Thompson in reasonable fear of death. I don't know that they're going to be able to prove that element. I think, look, if they prove that Luigi is Luigi and this is the right guy, I think they...
RPG says, I don't like how he tried to act like he was coming from Georgia. Now, what I want to know is, how did he end up in Georgia? Because he didn't come from Georgia. You're right about that, RPG. He came from somewhere else. He came from San Francisco. He came from Hawaii. He was not based in Georgia. It wasn't like he was just living in Georgia. It's like, that's just the starting point. Why? Okay, that's what he was doing 10 days before he came down there and traveled there. But what was he doing in Georgia? And when did he get to Georgia? Where did he come to Georgia from? These questions need answers, Jesse. Get on it. Y'all like starting the timeline in the middle of the time. Let's go back. We needed more information. And we also need to know more about Brian Thompson. Now, if he stalked Brian Thompson, we need to know his moves. That's going to help us figure this out. We need to know that. But are we really trying to build up a defense or not? Or, not build up a case. Are we trying to put this thing together or not? We ain't on either side. We're not on either side, because I'm going to be honest, I'm for insurance when it works. Some of this medicine is high. Some of these procedures are expensive. Can I pay out of pocket? Cash? No, I be wanting to know what my copay is before I even go in there. No, I can't pay. This is $60,000. No, y'all don't understand how much these drugs are. My mama, my dad got some medicine. She was like, "Do you know this is $600?" I said, "That's not what y'all paid, is it?" Because these people, your child be a pharmacist. They don't be wanting to use you until they gon' use you. I'm like, I'm gonna get this stuff over here. I'm gonna take care of it. And like, yeah, but they don't be wanting you stealing their business because you like their child. Kind of like that. I said, that's not what y'all paid, is it? No, he paid, the copay was like $10. But I'm just looking at what it said the insurance said on the label. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, but as long as y'all ain't paid it. So, it's like, it is, even though we paying them, they're taking the money out of my check because I work for a corporation. But it's still like, so we ain't choosing sides. I mean, this is my business versus my personal life. I gotta get paid. Y'all just tripping. That's probably how Brian Thompson felt. And it's like Luigi up here being a wankster like he a man of the people, but he ain't down here with the people. He ain't even in the middle with the people. Y'all middle class or upper middle. He's like lower upper. I don't know how it goes. Y'all tell me. And does that make a difference to these people who are defending him, who are cheering him on, calling him Robin Hood? I ain't saying this, doesn't make a difference though that he's in the rich community, like he's that's his class. He's not in your class. He didn't have UnitedHealthcare insurance anyway. He was traveling, having fun, living. Like, he wasn't really just stressed out about I gotta get to work for my next check because I can't pay my doctor bill and I can't, that wasn't his issue. So just, let's just keep that in mind, I say the same thing, LG, as well.
Check almost every box of those elements of the stalking charges. But again, and if you even think of it as a layperson, that's what stalking is, right? It's that fear. You're looking behind your back. There's this guy who won't leave me alone. He's stalking me. He's making me fear my life. I don't know that they're going to be able to make out that element. Even in the video of the shooting that we saw, Brian Thompson does not seem like he's in fear. He seems like he got shot.
So is that how stalking works? The person got to know you stalking them before they get, charge them? You stalking me, but I don't know you stalking me. There's people stalking me right now. I know they stalking because, it's my intuition. I know they doing it, but, I don't know it. So I ain't just like scared looking over my shoulder or looking in the chat to see if they there or not, So if that's the case, it's like then they catch you. They catch the person that's stalking me, but they can't. They say, well, is it stalking because she didn't even know he was following her? That's what she's saying. Is that how it works, like legally? Because legally, and in the real world, it's like we thinking as lay people. I don't know how this works, but let's keep listening.
In the back without knowing it was coming.
And we talking about this because the stream I started the stream just so y'all like, how does this tie in? What does this have to do with that? These are the extreme measures that people are taking because of their frustrations and their anti-insurance sentiments or anti-big pharma, anti-corporation, anti-whoever, anti-rich, whatever. This is what they're doing. Some people are, getting drugs illegally and selling them illegally. Some people are purchasing them illegally. Okay, that's what some people are doing. Like with the weight loss drugs, the Mounjaros that are no longer covered, you can't get for $25. You got to pay $1,000 to get the manufacturer kind that's already ready to go in the pharmacy because you don't have diabetes. You just want to lose some weight. and they're not covering that anymore. Or allegedly with Luigi's situation, RPG says something with his back. He has some type of slip disc. What's the word? I couldn't say it. Spondylolisthesis. I don't remember exactly what it is to even try to pronounce it. But he has this condition. But they never said he had any issues with UnitedHealthcare or any particular insurance company, or, you know, problems getting a procedure or problems getting anything done himself. I guess just in the bigger picture of things, he didn't like how it was going. People weren't making, life expectancy wasn't increased, but the insurance companies were making more money. He didn't like that, it seems. That was his issue. So this is what this whole thing is about. You know, insurance, money, and he had money though. So that's what I don't like about it. I'm gonna say it. But that's what this is all about. Everyday people out here working, making money, they taking money out your check for all this insurance, and then when it's time for the insurance to pay, they coming up with all kind of ways to delay you. Prior authorization, that's a delay tactic. It's gonna take how long? People, I say, oh, well, this drug is, I gotta get a prior authorization from your doctor. How long is it gonna take? Could take a day or two. Could take longer than that, because when we get the thing, it's automatically adjudicated. It's right then. We don't wait. It doesn't like, oh, give us a bill 20 days later. If it's gonna go through, it's going through right now. I gotta see a doctor prior authorization for this drug to be covered. How long is that gonna take? I'd be like a day or two. I really don't know. Hopefully, I go ahead and send the request, which I am. Luckily that I know for these bigger companies that you work for, that I work for, it'll automatically send the prior authorization request. When it's rejected due to a prior authorization, it'll automatically send it. Okay? Next thing, you got to wait, the doctor, the nurse, whoever, they got to check the messages. Whether it's a hard copy fax, it's an e-fax, whatever, you know, they got to get it. And it's going to be in line with the other 50 they got, the other 100 they got. So when I say hundreds a day, that's from my side. This one particular doctor, they could have 20, they could have 50. I don't know how it looks on their side. You know, it's plenty of doctors out here. But I know when I'm at work, that's how many we sending out. You know, it's going out like this. So that's how it's going to go. So when they get that, then they have to electronically, or sometimes they actually call representative. They actually call to get the prior authorization approved. So when I say it could take a day or two, that's, you know, hopefully it'll take a day or two. Hopefully, if you're lucky. But sometimes it can take longer than that. And sometimes it never gets to. I'm sorry. And not because we're not doing our part, but sometimes because, you know, the insurance. I always do that way over there, like, it's the insurance. Let me do it on this side. It's the insurance. They way over there somewhere up in, you know, the sky. We don't know. They're just on the other side of the computer or the phone. It's like, it's them. They're holding up your medicine. So there's the delay. And then after the delay, they could actually deny it. No, we're not covering this drug. Because we want you to try this drug first and then try the next drug. And once you fail those two, we might cover this. Doctors show proof that you already tried those other two medications. They send it in. What the insurance say? Oh, well, we still not going to cover it. So that's denied. Delay and deny, that's definitely happening. That's happening for sure. That's happening for sure, y'all. I'm sorry. Ain't me, though. I'm doing the best I can.
Just to be clear, you're saying in order for a
I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I'm doing the best I can. Y'all be all right.
charge to work, the victim or the alleged victim has to know they're being surveilled?
Essentially, one of the elements in those two stalking charges is that he placed that person in reasonable fear of death. And
Okay, RPG. Yeah, they got to do that. They got to do what? Is it on here? Did I put it up here? Hey, bro, I'm watching you. They need to know. They're going to know. They need to know. If they don't know, if you don't announce yourself and they don't know, oh my goodness, Luigi is following me. I saw him back around the counter, back there, smiling at that hostess. He's following me. This guy's following me. He's telling me. Then it ain't stalking? That's kind of crazy. She said, what you don't know won't hurt you. Yeah. What you girl don't know what? Yeah, that's what she said. That is crazy though. I mean, let's listen to that again. I kind of talked a little bit too much on that. She said, if you don't know that they stalking you, then they can't be charged with stalking. That's interesting.
fear, you're looking behind your back.
If you ain't scared and you don't know this person's following you, and then they shoot you in the back and you don't make it, they can't get charged with stalking.
Of those elements of the stalking charges. But again, and if you even think of it as a layperson, that's what stalking is, right? It's that fear. You're looking behind your back. There's this guy who won't leave me alone. He's stalking me. He's making me fear my life. I don't know that they're going to be able to make out that element. Even in the video of the shooting that we saw, Brian Thompson does not seem like he's in fear. He seems like he got shot in the back without knowing it was coming.
Just to be clear, you're saying
I would rather go out like that,
charge
though.
to work, the victim or the alleged victim has to know they're being surveilled?
Essentially, one of the elements in those two stalking charges is that he placed that person in reasonable fear of death. And I don't know that they're really going to be able to prove that Brian Thompson feared his death. And I know it seems like just a technicality, but there is a reason for certain charges to be able to be charged and met. And I just don't know that they're going to get there. I am curious about what they found on the websites and on the internet usage that he had, because I know that they referenced the fact that he was on a cell phone. They apparently had seen him on a cell phone during their, when they found surveillance footage of what they claim is him. But I don't know that they know the content of that phone call. I don't know what they know. They will probably have to seize his electronic, the electronics that they're relying on, the cell phone and whatever laptop computers that he was using to be able to determine what he was doing and make out the interstate commerce part of those elements too.
Interesting, really interesting perspective on that. By the way, one of the interesting things is according to the FBI agent's affidavit that accompanied this complaint, it says that Mangione took a bus to the Port Authority bus station, but it's still unclear from the complaint if police knew where Mangione got on the bus. I mean, they say that he traveled from Georgia here, but that particular route, I always thought the reporting was the bus originated in Atlanta. We just didn't know exactly where he jumped on from, but maybe we'll learn a little bit more about that. I do want to move on to the murder charge, though. So the federal murder charge, your thoughts on this? So let me lay it out here. The federal murder charge, my understanding, says that Mangione, during the alleged stalking, used and carried a firearm to kill Thompson and ended up killing him. Again, my understanding is the reason they want this is because this carries the death penalty. So talk to me about whether or not this charge holds water in your eyes.
So truthfully, I don't think any of the charges hold water simply because all four of the charges rely on that stalking being made out. And again, I know it's that technicality, right? But every single one of the charges either are for stalking or rely on the stalking. Even the murder charge.
This is not important. But I keep feeling like they got him like set up for like a lot of photo ops. And we still on that, LG, me and you. Why didn't he have on a white t-shirt up under that shirt, up under his jumper? And why do I keep feeling like his collar is popped? Like they try to make him look cool. It could just be me. That's just a sidebar. Y'all, whatever.
Says that while committing the act of stalking, the crime of stalking, he did X, Y, and Z. I really do think that they're going to have some trouble with this. That being said, yes, the death penalty technically is on the table with that charge. And if they can prove all of the elements of that charge, technically he could be facing the death penalty, although it is rare that does happen.
Wouldn't an argument be it doesn't necessarily have to place the victim in reasonable fear of their life, but it could have if he knew what was going on? Or am I reading it too broadly? I mean, I hear what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the stalking that could be the problem here. And look, I know why the feds are doing this, right? It's similar to the murder terrorism charges at the state level. This is what this is saying. We are trying to deter anyone from doing something like this in the future, and that Mangione, they believe he did this, needs to be punished, that this was a unique, egregious murder that deserves the ultimate punishment. But you're suggesting, I mean, again, wouldn't they have known that? That's the only thing. I feel like, are we reading this too literally? Because how would they be able to put forward that charge without, I mean, it seems like just on the reading of the statute, they should have known that. There's got to be something more here.
There could be. Listen, I'm a former prosecutor myself. I've seen prosecutors overcharge. I've seen things get overlooked in the idea of just kind of what you're saying, which is we just really want to get this guy. We think he deserves the worst, right? So, sometimes they just hope that it goes overlooked. Sometimes they use that in order to initiate or try to get a plea deal before a case gets dismissed or a charge gets dismissed. We have seen overcharging in the past. And look, those technicalities, we are reading it very literally, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, when a case goes to trial and a judge reads charges to a jury, they read them very literally, and everything has a definition to it. That being said, we don't know everything, right? We know everything that's in the affidavit, and that is what they're using to try to establish probable cause. But they always say, and they do say in this affidavit too, we're not telling you everything. Is it possible that they have some sort of evidence that could substantiate the stalking that we don't know about yet? Of course, there's always a possibility that they know more than we do.
And by the way, just to be clear, from a procedural point of view, this was a federal criminal complaint. It still needs to go in front of a grand jury for him ultimately to be indicted, right? So a grand jury might look at this and agree with you.
Yeah, really, really.
That's true. They might. If they're listening, very specifically to the elements of the crime, and they're not presented with the requisite evidence to get them to where they need to be, then sure, they could choose not to indict. Of course, we also have to remember an indictment relies on a burden of proof that's much lower than a trial burden of proof, which is beyond a reasonable doubt.
And the defense doesn't really have an opportunity to put on a defense in front of a grand jury. Okay, I have a question about this. Let's say federal charges move forward. Okay, let's say it doesn't have this, it meets this technical element. So according to CNN, and more specifically ABC, Danielle Filson, who is a spokesperson for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office of Alvin Bragg, this is the state prosecutor, a healthcare company. It doesn't actually identify which, but we know that 9mm shell casings that were found on the ground at the crime scene had the words deny, delay, and depose written on them. Okay, here we go. And while the federal filing does confirm that Brian Thompson is the CEO of a healthcare company, it doesn't actually identify which, but we know that Brian Thompson had been a rising star within UnitedHealthcare, working his way to the top spot in that company over the last 20 years. And it also lays out a timeline. Okay, so let's talk about this. November 24th, the shooter checks in, arrives in New York City at 10:11 p.m. on a bus that originated from Atlanta, Georgia. The shooter stays in a hostel on the Upper West Side, registered at that hostel under the name Mark Rosario, allegedly provided a fake New Jersey driver's license. According to the complaint, other than this interaction with the desk clerk, the shooter consistently kept his mask on throughout his time in New York, including while inside the hostel. And as we know, a surveillance photo from inside the hostel shows the suspect smiling at the desk clerk. That was one of the key pieces of evidence in identifying and locating Mr. Mangione. Now, it goes on to say that on the morning of December 4th, this is the day of the shooting, this FBI agent within this complaint says that Mangione left the hostel at around 5:35 a.m., rode an e-bike to the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan. Once he got there, law enforcement says surveillance cameras show him walking around for a while, getting a drink and snack at a coffee shop. We know that to be the Starbucks, and then went to sit on a bench. And also, it's confirmed that the shooter was depicted using a cell phone. We haven't got a ton of information about what he might have been looking at or doing on that cell phone. But from there, the complaint matches what NYPD was able to reveal from almost the beginning.
Do y'all think he was talking to somebody on the phone, or he was just like doing that because he knew the cameras were everywhere? And he left a backpack in the park. Then he's wearing another backpack at McDonald's. I'm so confused.
That the shooter steps out from between two parked cars, ignoring other bystanders, and shoots Thompson in the leg and the back. And documents say that he walked across the street to an alley where it's believed he stashed that e-bike. Police say that's where they found, by the way, the phone, as well as a water bottle, a snack wrapper in the alley as well, which they have reportedly linked back to Mangione through fingerprint analysis. The shooter rides the bike into Central Park, but when he was caught on camera leaving the park, he was no longer wearing that gray backpack that he had on him. And NYPD officers were fine.
I mean, look at that. I would kind of think he kind of looked like he got a backpack on. And why is this picture so blurry? Why is that, like, nothing else in the background is blurry? Y'all, hold on. I mean, no sign is blurry. Those statues back there, the trees, nothing else is blurry but him. Is this real? I don't believe nothing. I don't trust nothing. Why is it blurry like that? I know an edited photo when I see one. Okay. Let's let him keep talking.
Finally able to find that backpack in the park. That's the one that had the Monopoly money inside.
What? He was riding that bike. He had that backpack on his back. That picture.
Now, Mangione, again, if assuming he's the shooter, reportedly gets off the e-bike when he exits Central Park, takes a taxi to the George Washington Bridge bus terminal. That's where we get the now infamous photo of Mangione wearing a face mask and hood sitting in the back of the taxi. And that is when authorities knew that he'd likely left the
Is it
city as soon
him?
as
Because
possible.
them eyebrows don't look the same. It's more than one
into the
person.
bus terminal, but not coming
Yeah,
out.
it's probably 3 people that look like that. It's 3 people. I know his eyebrows. I just looked at them. They don't look like the same eyebrows. It's like 3 people. It's 3 people doing this. And the one in the jail, excuse me, is not the one that did the shooting.
Now, December 9th, after evading capture for 5 days, the complaint says at approximately 9:14 a.m., a worker at a fast food restaurant in Altoona, Pennsylvania, aka the McDonald's, called the police about a male customer later identified as Luigi Nicholas Mangione, the defendant, who the worker believed resembled photos of the shooter that had been broadcast in the media following the victim's murder. And then the complaint includes a photo of what police...
I still say that's a setup too. I don't, because I wouldn't have recognized him. Like,
said Mangione had at him on the time of his capture, a loaded 9mm pistol and silencer, again, consistent with the weapon used to kill Brian Thompson. And in addition to a gun and silencer, there was also found this so-called manifesto. So Mangione was apparently found with a notebook full of handwritten pages. And this complaint now gives us some new details. It reads, the notebook contains several handwritten pages that expressed hostility towards the health insurance industry and wealthy executives in particular. For example, the notebook contained the following statements and entries that appear to correspond to particular dates. In an entry marked as 8/15, August 15th, the notebook described how the details are finally coming together, and I'm glad in a way that I've procrastinated because it allowed me to learn more about, and then it's an acronym for Company One. The notebook entry also stated that the target is insurance because it checks every box. Then you have an entry marked as 10/22. The notebook stated 1.5 months. This investor conference is a true windfall. And most importantly, the message becomes self-evident. Later on in the entry, the notebook describes an intent to whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies at its investor conference. And as described above, October 22nd, 2024, that was approximately 6 weeks before the date of the murder of the victim, which occurred on the date of Company One's investment.
and he's writing all of this down in his notebook verbatim. This is, I mean, is it that easy? It's just this easy. That's how this gonna go. And then he's yelling out this stuff when he got arrested. And now he's just walking in like, oh, chill.
Conference. And then it goes on to say the Fed's letter recovered from Mangione stated, I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary social engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. Based on my own research, I believe that CAD refers to computer-aided design. The Fed's letter also stated, P.S. You can check serial numbers to verify this is all self-funded, my own ATM withdrawals. So the FBI says that Mangione had several $1,000s in cash on him, by the way, when he was arrested in an envelope associated with a, quote, an FDIC-insured bank. A lot to break down there, Serena, but these alleged writings of Mangione, the shooter, my gosh, if you're talking about this being premeditated and planned, I mean, I could see how this could be a goldmine for prosecutors.
Yeah, I mean, the evidence that's found on him is quite damning. The problem, I think, with some of the charges is that you can't just rely on the premeditation. And we mentioned this a little bit earlier. Even the state charge of murder in the first degree requires more than just premeditation. They're essentially saying that he had to have committed this act as an act of terrorism, which is, you know, that's a very rare charge to be charged, even as a murder one. Usually when somebody's charged with murder in the first degree in New York, it's because they killed a cop or, you know, they killed a witness at trial, right? But going back to the evidence, it's true. They're going to use that evidence and, you know, things like the fake ID to connect him to the crime, to connect him to maybe a consciousness of guilt, and to try to establish.
To me, that don't even look like the same backpack that they found in the park at this point. I don't know.
The motive.
I will tell you that out of every charge he faces in terms of what's the most serious, and I hear your criticisms, and I think they're legitimate criticisms, probably second-degree murder, just an intent to kill, that charge, the state charge, is probably the one that fits this the most. And by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, Serena, what, that carries 25 years to life in prison?
It does. That's the legitimate charge, assuming that it is Luigi, all of that stuff has to be proven too.
You
but
saw this timeline and surveillance footage.
I have, but as a criminal defense attorney, you also have to make these arguments because the truth of the matter is they did lose him in the park for 13 minutes. You got to link up every single thing. And it is a circumstantial case. That being said, the evidence is pretty damning at times. So there's an uphill battle there, but you're absolutely right. The charge that fits this case is a state charge, murder in the second degree.
And look, and he will fight the fingerprints. He will fight the ballistics. The idea that the gun he had in him matched the shell casings at the scene, that his fingerprints were found on these items found near the crime scene, challenged the legitimacy of that surveillance footage. Is it really him? I get it. I do have a question for you before I let you go. So as we know, he's being reported. It's been reported that Karen Friedman Agnifilo is representing Mangione in New York. But now, since perhaps this has become a federal case, there are outlets that have reported, like the Daily Beast and CNN, that her husband, New York federal criminal defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, the man currently representing Sean Diddy Combs in his federal criminal case in the Southern District of New York, he's jumped on board too. I mean, I thought at first when I heard this that, look, he's married to her, maybe he's just accompanying her to federal court, but he is a federal criminal defense attorney. And if this reporting is true, would it be strange that he would take Mangione on as a client too?
No, it wouldn't be strange at all.
He want all the criminals. He want all the money. It's like, how can you be married to somebody like that? He done jumped on her case. I wonder, did she want him or not? And now I'm like, what was she doing on that crutch? I'm going all the way out the deep end. Did he do that? So yeah, like I wonder, do y'all think that the wife was just kind of like the name, the face? It was always the husband that they wanted to represent Luigi? Or do you think the husband was like, let me get some of that? And she was like, you already working on Diddy. And he was like, you need my help with the feds. I'm dealing with the feds right now. In New York. Okay, I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong. That ain't too much of a caseload. He got his work cut out for him with Diddy already. Like, Diddy probably gonna be jealous. I know Diddy. I'd be like, oh, Diddy gonna be upset. Diddy probably gonna fire him. What y'all think? Diddy like, my man, you supposed to be working on my stuff. You all over there. I know you and your lady, y'all got y'all little business and whatever, but you need to focus. And he's like, yeah, I got it. However they talk. If I'm Diddy, my attorney, he paying him. He paying him. I guess he paying him. Who even knows? Sometimes people don't be having money. They say they got money. But Diddy got ways of getting money, I guess. He paying him enough that he only need to work on him. I know, this a young thug. Diddy got enough money that his lawyer need to be focused on him. And I'm like, what you doing over there? You trying to get on this with Luigi? You like, what's that all about? Diddy does not like that. I already know it. He be acting jealous sometimes. Anyway, it's like, what the hell you doing? How you gonna work on my stuff? I still ain't out. I'm still in jail. Diddy's still in jail. Luigi ain't even at that place that Diddy at. Diddy at a bad place, right? Luigi with the feds. He at Club Fed. Luigi already getting a better deal than Diddy got. Dang. Diddy is not going to be happy about that. He is not going to be happy about that. It was like, bro, it was cool when your wife was doing that over there. Good for her. But what you doing? You supposed to be over here. He does not like that. He don't like it. Especially because he's still in jail. He can't get out.
Myself, I'm married to a federal criminal defense attorney. So, listen.
He's jumped on board too. That her husband, New York federal criminal defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, the man currently representing Sean Diddy Combs.
That kind of reminds me of House of Cards. Well, it was a House of Cards? No, Billions. Billions too.
in his
Oh,
federal criminal
how's it going?
case in the Southern
Billions.
District
It's
of New York.
billions.
He's jumped on board too. I mean, I thought at first when I heard this that, look, he's married to her. Maybe he's just accompanying her to federal court, but he is a federal criminal defense attorney. And if this reporting is true, would it be strange that he would take Mangione on as a client too?
No, it wouldn't be strange at all. I myself am married to a federal criminal defense attorney.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, yeah, exactly. And look, you need a team for this defense. That is for sure the case. And you need a talented team. And I actually don't think it would be smart to go at this completely solo, no matter who you are. This is gripping the nation, as you would say, right? This is the biggest case that we've seen in a very long time. The stakes are the highest they could ever be with the death penalty now on the table. You can't just have potentially correct. Yes. You cannot just have anybody represent you. And this is going to require an all hands on deck, multiple attorney team, in my opinion.
And I'll just leave it with this. After court, Karen Friedman Agnifilo told reporters, we're going to respectfully decline to make any comment at this time. Mr. Mangione appreciates everyone's support. Serena Townsend, thanks so much for coming.
All right, y'all. What y'all think? Let's weigh in the chat. How y'all think this thing finna go? And do y'all think it's gonna be because they concerned, that's why they say they put the death penalty on the table or whatever, all these extra charges on top of charges, because they want to deter you guys from being copycats out here. So many people, though, they agree. They like what he did. They like it. They supporting him. They raising money for him that he don't even need. They don't consider Brian Thompson a person or a human. They like this monster parasite, start throwing out words like that. They don't care about us. It ain't personal. It ain't you that they don't care about. It's just like the money that they want to make, Should I say anything? But but it's like easy to say don't take it personally when it's you as a person. It's like it's me. I can't help but take it personally. It's my medication that they deny. It's this service that I need that they deny. You say it's still up in the air? I'm gonna open the floor because I just like to say it. But guys, you can always come and talk to me. Even though it's late, we ain't gonna talk tonight. I'm gonna talk to y'all in the chat a little bit. And if y'all got any other questions, corrections, suggestions, complaints about anything else, if you're on your Mounjaro, if it's not covered by your insurance, you do need to try and fail a couple other drugs before they let you, before the insurance will cover it. If you're diagnosed with diabetes, 3 to 6 months. I say 3 to 6 months. I can't remember which one it is. It could be 3 or 6 months of, what metformin is a drug of choice. At least 1,000 or 1,500 milligrams. I think it's 1,000 per day. That's an effective dose. You have to have tried that. And then your doctor has to report that, they tried that for 6 months. It wasn't working. Can we get an approval on a Mounjaro for my client here, my patient? Any questions about anything else? It's the medication. It's my medication. My doctor wrote it. Yeah, we know they wrote it. We looking at it. You got to talk to them. And then be like, an insurance company probably be like, they don't make the rules. The people that we talk to on the other end of the phone, because we get mad at them too. But they don't make the rules either. And now they letting AI make all these decisions. Man, that's the crazy part. Y'all want to get to a person on the phone. Because you can get through to a person. They can understand. You can explain to them, why this is important, that you already tried these other drugs, that you need this drug. Computer like, nope. When I see this is denied, like automatically. And they say UnitedHealthcare was denying. They were denying. I feel like they were doing a lot of denying. I ain't gonna just blame it on. I ain't gonna just, it ain't just United though with the denying and the delay. It's a lot of delay with all of them. all of them. I can't steer y'all one way or the other, but it's they say United was doing more denying than the others, but it's still a lot of denying going on and delaying. Everything needed prior authorization. Yeah, United did. They had the highest rate of denials. But the rest of them, they don't just get away with it. But I ain't telling y'all go find those people that do nothing with them. I'm just mentioning that it's a problem now. But anyway, any other comments, guys? I was trying to get on here tonight. Lord knows it was late. It was hard. I was off today, but my night got busy all of a sudden. But we made it. So y'all know it's always LOVEYOU. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming on here tonight. Y'all have anything else y'all want to ask me about, talk to me about? Either way, I got some contact information in that my description that I never check the email. I'm gonna start checking it. People be writing me in there too. I don't check my regular email. Okay, anyway, so yeah. Anything else, guys? And gals? Gal sound so representative. That's representative. For English, press 1. Representative. Habla español. Press 2. Representative. For yes, press 1. To speak to do something else, press 2. Representative. That's how y'all gotta do. Don't let them trick you with that. To speak to somebody, press 2. ¿Cómo está? Is that estado? Oh, está. Pequino. Yeah. Hablo español. Just a little bit. So yeah. Yeah, guys, it's been my pleasure. Y'all make sure y'all always hit the like button for me. If you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. Do some kind of interaction on it. Whatever. What else? I ain't gonna keep asking y'all to do all that stuff. You do it if you want to. Y'all know how it is. And I get it. But I ain't no hater though, because soon as I click on somebody's stuff, I click the like. That's just how I roll. I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I'm definitely not a hater. Don't ever do that. But if you're a hater, keep watching. And I do want y'all to, I got some good stuff coming up. I'm so excited. Okay. Other than that, y'all, do what y'all need to do. Until next time. Thank you, RPG. And shout out to my research team. Y'all always give me good things to stream about. And sometimes I actually stream about those things. See? Thank y'all so much. Thank you, RPG. Says Southern Hospitality. And that's right. Because that's where I'm from. These Northerners. I love y'all too. Everybody can't get it, but you know what I mean. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get on off of here. What do I always say? These prescriptions, they keep piling up. These phones, they never stop ringing. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Y'all have a wonderful night. Good night.